The anticipation for the handshake between Presidents Trump and Putin is matched only by the spin after. Foreign policy hawks are firing back on the U.S. administration's take, saying President Trump got played. For example, this from Steve Hayes at the Weekly Standard. In the unlikely event that there was any remaining confusion about U.S. capitulation, Tillerson used a response to a reporter's question to end it. I think what the two presidents, rightly focused on is how do we move forward? How do we move forward from here? Leon Aron, Director of Russian Studies at the American Enterprise Institute, joining us now. Leon, it's always nice to be able to move forward. Sometimes, though, there has to be a price paid for behavior in the past before you can move forward. Was that done?
Well, we don't know what's in the black box there, right? Lavrov, Foreign Minister of Russia, said more than Tillerson. Looks like they covered a great deal of ground. You know, they were there for four times longer than originally anticipated. But no, does not seem. Look, there were two things that Trump should have done there to constructively shape our relationship. First, he would have had to discuss with Putin in detail what it is that concerns us in a very forceful, as the diplomat said, frank way. Syria, cyber attacks, Estonia, Ukraine, and so on and so forth. And the second thing, probably just as important, is to offer him either carrots or sticks for either moderating his behavior or continuing to impinge on our national interests. Looks to me like there were no sticks offered.
You think about the Trump administration so often called Putin now, and especially on the campaign trail, strong, tough, all these things, and really sort of made fun of President Obama for being played by Putin, for being a chump to Putin, for getting bad deals from Putin. Did we see anything that indicates the Russians feel as though they need to fear a tough and equal President Trump?
That's exactly the point. Remember when Jack Kennedy went into a summit with the Russian leader, Soviet leader Nikita Khrushchev in 1961 in Vienna, President de Gaulle, the very wily French guy, said, what you need to impress on him is that you're willing to fight if necessary. Has Trump impressed that? Kennedy certainly didn't, because Khrushchev put nuclear missiles on Cuba the next year. Has Trump done that? That, to me, would indicate whether that summit was successful or not.
Back to what Steve Hayes wrote, and it has some important implications because of the one quote-unquote win that the administration is talking about here. The embarrassment wasn't limited to interference in U.S. elections. There was Syria, too, where Tillerson claimed that American and Russian objectives were exactly the same. And to that end, we have seen now the discussion of this ceasefire that is supposed to go into effect in 24 hours, yet they don't know anything that's in it. And as you and I have discussed, Russian ceasefires aren't worth a couple of rubles.
Well, not only that, but do you know who's going to enforce that ceasefire? According to Lavrov, Russian military police. So we have nothing to worry about. I'm sure it will hold.
They're such friendly folks.
Yeah, of course. Maybe they'll grab a few so-called volunteers from Donbass or Luhansk. This is not just a non-starter. This is a little bizarre.
All right. Where does it go from here? Is there a test now that President Putin gives to President Trump to see where can I take advantage of this relationship again?
Well, there is Syria. It looks like I said, Trump would have had to, I would have hoped, that he would have proffered Putin sticks for continuing to damage our national interests, whether in Syria, take North Korea. Russia vetoed any sanctions on North Korea. Doesn't seem to be any discussion there, or as Tillerson said, we see things a little differently. I mean, or how about creating a working group on cyber attacks or cyber attacks? It's like having a burglar in your house and you sit down with him and have a working group and you take this, but not that.
Well, I guess the results will be with the next test, whether President Putin is, to your point, scared a little bit. Leon Aron, appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you.
As always, thank you.